What's up, guys? I just wanted to come to you today and talk to you about my thoughts on the Palm phone. I've owned this phone for a little over a month. I like some parts of it. I don't use it that much. It's not really intended to be used that much, but I wanted to give you my perspective on a couple articles that I've read recently. One that had to do with the hole that the Palm phone is meant to fill really can be filled better by a smartwatch. That was kind of the main point of that. And then the other article was talking about how the phone was bad at everything. I don't agree. So here are my thoughts. The first thing I wanted to talk about was how there's this perspective that a smartwatch is really the only accessory device that you should get if you're going to consider one, right? Not that there's a lot of choices. You've got the smartwatch, now you've got the Palm phone. What's the best thing to do? Well, it's a use case scenario. In spite of the fact that smartwatches are great, I have several of them, I still think it's a use case scenario. If you're an Android person and you can't get an Apple Watch, well, your options are kind of limited, and that makes the Palm phone a lot more viable. Some of the criticisms have been that its usability is finicky because of its size. I don't think that. It's a full-featured phone. You can go to the Play Store and you can download a keyboard that's got swipe functionality. If you take it somewhere, you can check your email. You can do a number of things better than you can do on a smartwatch. The smartwatch stays out of the way. This is not a smartwatch. This is a movement watch. Don't get one of those. That's not what this video is about. And you should not get one of those. It's fine though. I won't judge you if you've already gotten one, but I'm judging myself. Anyhow, you can keep the watch out of the way better than you might be able to for the phone. But really, when it comes down to it, the Palm is really meant as an answer to you want to unplug, but maybe business or maybe some personal family issues kind of prevent you from being able to do that. And a smartwatch limits you a lot more than the Palm phone is going to limit you. So if your use case is you've got a little kid and you want to go and be able to play Pokemon Go with them for half hour, 45 minutes, which is about all the battery is going to last you for, hey, this is an option. If one of your other use cases, provided something like that is the case, is that you want to be able to unplug, but you actually need the functionality of being able to type on a keyboard that is significantly more functional than using the swipe keyboard on an Android watch, this is an option. You can check the email, you can browse the web, you can do those types of things. It's not fun. You're not going to enjoy it, but it's doable, whereas the watch is very limiting, and there's really not as long of a list of phone replacement uses that a watch is going to kind of make up the gap for. So that was one thing. I think that one thing a smartwatch is not going to give you is the happy nostalgia that comes from, hey, I've got a Palm phone. If you liked the Palm Pre and the Palm Pixie, this will remind you of that. The build quality is good. It's super tiny. It doesn't have the physical keyboard like the Palm Pre or Pixie did, which is unfortunate, but I love the Palm Pixie, and getting this phone kind of gave me that sense of nostalgia. So that's something to consider. Yeah, so let me move on to my second point. My second thought that I wanted to give you guys is this concept that the Palm is bad at everything. I don't think that that's true. When you measure, say, like a flagship phone, you want to be able to say it does everything well, and it does it all day long. If you can say it does it for 2 days, you're just on top of the world. I think that the Palm phone probably ought to be measured by a similar metric. What's it intended to do, and does it do that well? Well, it's intended to basically do almost nothing all day long, but it's there when you absolutely need it. Does it do that well? Yeah. The battery will last a day if you keep the screen time under a half hour, or something like that. It's a phone for emergencies. It's a phone for unplugging. It's a phone for putting in your fanny pack. So if you're making a life change and you say to yourself, I'm going to get a fanny pack and I'm going to have that from now on because who needs pockets? This is the phone for you. You're not the watch type of person. You know it and I know it. So the Palm phone, that's a use case. The fanny pack wearing techie ought to have a Palm phone. There may be other people who ought to have it too, but you can add that to your list of people who necessarily need to get one. So to go back to it's bad at everything, it's not great at multitasking, but it's not really intended to do more than 2 or 3 things at a time. It doesn't have great battery life, but like I mentioned a minute ago, it's not meant to be on and being used actively very much, especially when the radios are off. When the radios are off, it goes through almost no battery, so you're good to go. Life mode is a neat trick. Well, it's not a trick. It's kind of like airplane mode, but they found a way to rebrand it for themselves, which is neat. And they made it automatic, which is also neat. So it's kind of different than airplane mode, but you get the general point. I think the only other thing to consider too, something that crossed my mind, and it took me a few minutes to work through this, is that in 2018 there's a lot of mid-range devices that are small that maybe you could say, well, I don't want to surf the internet and check my email on that. I've got a flagship phone, so this will be my backup phone. Well, if it's got a big screen, that's something to consider. The other thing too is that Verizon has positioned this to to participate in the number share service, and essentially what that means is it's going to cost you only about $10 a month. Now, you may go and you may get a $350 phone or even a $200 phone, and that's all well and good, but for Verizon, you're going to wind up paying at least $20 a month or more, probably more, for that phone for as long as you want to use it. So while the upfront cost seems steep, something to consider is how much is this going to cost me over time. $10 a month for the Palm phone is really not that much. Is it something that's going to provide you peace of mind? No, I wouldn't say that it is. The watch is a nice thing because you can put it on and then you can forget about it, and it's something that you're going to have with you. And if you have like a Galaxy watch, it'll just turn the network on automatically when it gets far away from your phone. So if your phone takes a dump, there you go. You can still make phone calls, and that's good. So, like I said though, the smartwatch is a different use case. So does the Palm phone have its place? Is there a niche that the Palm phone fits into? I would say that there is. It's narrow, but if you've got the money to spend and that's something that you want to do and you want to move in a direction of unplugging, hey, that's an option. And it's really nice that a carrier stepped up and said, hey, we're going to kind of step outside the box and give you an option. So there you go. There's my thoughts. I appreciate you sticking around. If you like the video, like it. If you like the video, continue to like it. Hit the like button to show me that you liked it, and subscribe because I'm going to try to put out more and more of these as time goes by, hopefully with better and better quality. So have a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll see you next time.